Hello everyone, I'm Varun Parmar, Miro's Head of Products, and I'm really excited to welcome you all to Day 2 of Distributed. Distributed is an opportunity for us to recognize and celebrate our community. Every year, our community gets bigger, and today, we are excited to announce that we've just crossed 45 million users, making us the largest visual collaboration community. How great is that? And every year, Distributed also gets bigger. What started as a relatively small virtual gathering back in 2019 has grown into a global community event. Just last week, we held events all over the world, from Austin to Berlin to Sydney. And I'm really proud that so many people in the world get value from our products and from our ecosystem. And beyond that value, I'm also glad we've got a community that can connect and support each other and share their best work and best practices. So I'm very thankful to all of you and everyone who supports and inspires Miro on this journey to make space for human and create great things together. Now, since I joined Miro, I've been blown away by the amazing things all of you are doing every single day. From Reed Thomas's template for planning out your garden collaboratively. And what's amazing about this template is that it helps you visualize your garden at different stages of the growing season. It's really cool. To Impact's workshops to help communities explore and improve COVID-19 vaccine uptake by bringing residents together to discuss improvements they can make. To the beautiful and inspirational art that Saeed S. makes in Miro and shares with all of us online. I especially love the recent one he did of our high five sticker. We want to make more of these stories possible to help teams all over the world do even more together. And one of the best ways to do that is by harnessing the power of the Miro community. And frankly, the Miro community is not shy. You tell us what you like, and more importantly, what you don't like, and how you think we can improve. And we listen. That's exactly what happened with the new features we're going to show you today. These are updates you've been asking for, and they're designed to make your experience in Miro even more dynamic, more collaborative, and more fun. So today, we are really excited to walk you through 3 big product updates. First, new and dynamic ways to bring data into a Miro board, including embedding business intelligence dashboards and charts. Second, powerful update to enable you to deliver interactive presentations using Miro to engage your audience in ways not possible before. And third, enabling more asynchronous ways of working with Miro board recordings. So let's get started with our first announcement. Silo mentality can be a huge problem for an organization. When your teams operate in silos, it breaks trust and creates complacency. Often work ends up being duplicated across teams and functions, leading to work waste. When you break down silos, you save your company money and meet goals faster in more creative and meaningful ways. Exaggerating the silo problem today is the proliferation of tools. And typically what we find is that an average enterprise has more than 100 SaaS applications across the company. In remote or hybrid setups, tool sprawl means it's even harder to create space for people to work together collaboratively. Teams are not only physically distant, they are digitally siloed. And this is where Miro comes in. A Miro board gives cross-functional teams a shared digital space to converge and solve big problems together. With Miro, you can bring every kind of content to a board, from documents to tables to images and videos and surveys and more. And all of this content is always up to date. And your source of truth in Miro stays the source of truth. And Miro creates this layer of real-time multi-user collaboration on top of your content. So what's the next frontier? It's bringing data into the mix. Iteration is a core cultural value at Miro. We use data to learn how we can iterate on our product to make Miro better. And we know this is true for others. At all innovative companies, data is how decisions are made, how you prioritize what to work on next and learn. And data and business teams need to come together to make more out of their data and to move from numbers to insights and actions. With a more collaborative approach, teams can move forward with a shared understanding of insights and can come together to make decisions that stick. So we are excited to share a completely new way to bring data into Miro from business intelligence dashboards and charts, so your teams can learn, discuss, debate, and iterate together. A Miro board transforms a static dashboard into a space for iterative analysis and discussion, so you can get the most out of your data. And it's built in a way that lets you securely share data with team members who may not have access to your business intelligence tools. So we are excited to share how all of this content and data comes together for a team so that they can solve big problems together, and to share with you some brand new integrations we're excited about. So let's take a look.
Imagine Awesome Watches is a smartwatch company. They recently shipped a new smartwatch model. Sophia is a product marketing manager and is searching online for customer reviews. She goes to YouTube to see what people are saying. She finds a video with a lot of views and good insights. She copies and pastes the link into Miro. With Miro's new YouTube integration, she can select relevant clips to put on the board. That way, she can quickly watch with her team the most important parts. Once she's created a clip, it appears on the board for her team to watch. She can do this multiple times to pull all of the relevant parts of the longer video on the board. After rewatching the clips, Sophia captures key takeaways in sticky notes and tags them as strengths, opportunities, and weaknesses. Using Miro's clustering feature, she clusters the sticky notes into categories so her team can quickly dig in. Now Raphael, a data analyst, can compare the feedback with the company's performance data by copying a dashboard link from their analytics platform, Looker. He selects the charts he wants to add to the board, and they instantly appear. Now everyone can see how the reviews on YouTube compare with their internal data. Raphael identifies a big drop in battery performance that lines up with the review notes. He highlights it on the chart. He also adds a few detailed notes for the rest of the team to see. They notice that the drop in battery performance correlates with the software update and decide to bring the data back to Ashley, the product manager. After reviewing the info, Ashley decides to put together an action plan on Confluence. When she copies the link off the Confluence page, it is embedded into the Miro board for everyone to contribute to. Now everyone can see the entire Confluence page without leaving Miro. And that's how the Awesome Watches team innovates like never before by bringing together tools like YouTube, Looker, and Confluence onto a Miro board.
What we've shown you is a host of new capabilities. You can simply copy and paste a link to a dashboard, and you'll be prompted to extract all or some of the charts or graphs onto a Miro board. For every type of data or content, there are standard actions you can take. For example, you can expand into a full screen mode to take a closer look at the dashboard. Optionally, you can display metadata such as the dashboard name and description for easier readability. And with a quick click of a button, refresh the dashboard without ever having to leave Miro. How cool is that? All of these capabilities are available for the partner integrations you just saw in the demo. So YouTube, Looker, and Confluence. And what we've just shown you is only the start. In the next few weeks, more integrations will become available, including Tableau, Grafana, and Amplitude. And what's truly unique is that all of these new integrations are built on the Miro's developer platform, which means in addition to the standard actions, app developers can create custom actions. For example, exporting comments from a Confluence page as sticky notes in Miro, or extracting a portion of a YouTube video and then adding that extracted clip back on a Miro board. You can sign up to test all of these integrations at Miro.distributed.com/beta. So now that you've seen how a team can come together to make decisions and collaborate, the next step is often sharing with the broader team, and usually that happens in a meeting. So to talk through how we are evolving Miro to support you in conducting better meetings, I'm excited to welcome Bri, Miro's head of product marketing, who has sat with me in many meetings during our time together. Welcome, Bri.
Thank you so much, Varun. It's really great to be here with you today. So I think we can both agree it's not a competition, but we're both in a lot of meetings, and we're not alone.
That's true, Bri. In fact, during the pandemic, there was this interesting report that Microsoft published, which said that there was a 150% increase in the number of meetings and 250% increase in the amount of meeting time.
With all these meetings, you'd be thinking we'd be getting really good at them. But I also saw another study that said that up to a third of workers say they're spending 2 to 5 hours a day in a meeting and having no results to show from it. I really think that so many of these meetings are these one-way presentations where the presenter is in the driver's seat and everyone else just has a passive role. And that's really what a lot of presentation software was originally built for. I think that works if you're in an all-hands or a really formal presentation, but it doesn't work when a team is trying to come together to make decisions and solve big problems.
That's true, Bri. And I think what we hear from people is that they really want interactive presentations, right? And that's true both for the presenter as well as the participant. When we go talk to presenters, they say that they want to curate the overall experience for the participants. And when we go talk to the participants, what we hear is that they want to make sure that they are not just being talked to. They want to make sure that there is a certain level of engagement and interactivity, both with the presenter as well as with other participants.
Yeah, it makes sense. And thinking about that curation point, before I worked at Miro, I spent so much time making presentations, and a lot of that time was spent taking screenshots from the web, from mocks, from charts, and pulling them into a presentation software. And what that meant was all of my presentations after that meeting became out of date. Nothing was live, nothing was synced, and the presentation just became this outdated artifact really quickly.
So imagine how cool it would be if you actually have one tool where you present and the work gets done. So instead of actually cobbling together multiple different tools, oftentimes that they're disjointed, you have a single tool where both you're working as well as you get to present.
I love it.
We've thought a lot about this over the past year and are really excited to share with you all how we are taking a fresh look at presenting content in Miro, so it's interactive, more dynamic, and less work to build. When we left our friends at Awesome Watches, they had come together to make a plan to address user feedback they received for their newly launched smartwatch. So let's take a look at how the team uses Miro to present recommendations for input and feedback.
Ashley, the product manager, is starting a presentation by opening the team board and clicks on the Present button. She can present any of the content on the board, or she can choose certain frames. She can also navigate the board by simply panning around, but also by using the Presentations toolbar to move from frame to frame. While Ashley is presenting, she can start a timer, voting session, or breakout, and she can pick which tools everyone can use so they don't get too distracted. Midway through the presentation, she can easily hand off presenting to Sophia to walk through user feedback. As viewers, her teammates see a join pop up when a presentation is started on the board. Even if they're late to the meeting, they can still quickly get context by panning to the earlier parts of the board before going to the current view. With the new interactive presentation mode, no one has to sit and passively watch. They can raise their hand if they have questions or comments, or post stickers and reactions to let Sophia and Ashley know how great their presentation is. Here, our presenter has started a timer to collect questions and feedback. And that's how the team at Awesome Watches makes meetings more engaging, by using Miro's new presentation mode.
So we've been testing this new presentation mode, and it's really exciting to see that encouragement with reactions while you're presenting. As you've seen, the new presentation mode is very flexible, meeting the needs of collaborative teams. Some of the highlights include audience interaction tools like reactions, hand raising, and sticky notes directly accessible through the presentation. Participants can also use activity apps like timer, voting, and breakout frames. All of these are great for raising the engagement levels in a meeting.
For the presenter, not only can they present their frames in a slideshow, they can also present content from all over the board. So presentations no longer have to be a linear experience. And if you have multiple presenters in the meeting, you can really easily hand the hosting off to another person on your team. You can sign up to test the new presentation mode at www.mirodistributed.com/beta. So we just saw how the team at Awesome Watches can use Miro's interactive presentation mode to share their plans with the team. But what happens next? How do you tell the rest of your organization about it? And how can Miro help? Just taking a step back, the theme for Distributed is make space for human. And I love the idea of making more space for human ways of working. Not just in how we solve problems as a team, but also in the way we communicate with each other at work. One way to do this is having more flexibility in how we show up at work. People expect flexibility and autonomy around how, when, and where they work. The old way of being always on, always available, always in your physical office is just not working, especially with team members distributed around the world in different offices or remote setups. This is why Miro is pushing into new solutions for asynchronous work that help people work how and where and when they want to.
Earlier this year, we showed a sneak peek into a feature we are working on called Talk Track. Today, we're excited to give you a closer look and share that it's available in beta now to everyone joining us here at Distributed. When we last left the team at Awesome Watches, they had led a successful presentation about their plans to address recent user feedback. So now, they have made the updates to the onboarding flow and are ready to release the changes. So let's see how the team could use Talk Track to share the new product updates with the Awesome Watches support team.
Sophia is recording a talk track. She is training the support team by walking through the latest smartwatch updates. She checks her mic and camera and gets a countdown to make sure she's ready. Then the recording begins. She can pause and resume the recording after a well-deserved sip of water. When she's done, her recording is automatically saved. She names it. Now the support team members can watch a walkthrough, wherever they are and whenever works for them. They'll get an overview of changes with links out to other resources. When they come to the board and play Sophia's recording, it's as good as an in-person meeting, only now they can collaborate in their own time. They can speed up or pause the recording, move the video to a better position on the board, and explore on their own. And with one click, they get back to following Sophia. Here's the thing. The recording is tied to the board itself, so the team isn't just watching a screen recording, they're seeing the video embedded into the board. This means that while they're watching, they can add, let's say, a comment or a sticky note, so the viewer and presenter are collaborating asynchronously. They can also see a library of past updates that she has shared, so they can revisit older recordings. And that's how Awesome Watches uses Miro's Talk Track to keep teams connected and make sure they have all the necessary info to solve anything, together.
So we've been testing this feature inside Miro for a while, and people are really loving it. It's been great to see all the different use cases that come up and learning from the team.
If you actually look at the product team, there are multiple use cases for this. People are using it for product updates. They are doing it for initiative updates. They are doing it for status check-ins, et cetera, et cetera. And as you know, I will actually not look at any Miro board that's shared with me that doesn't come with a talk track.
That is definitely true. For our side on the marketing team, we have a really globally distributed team. We're across a ton of different time zones. And what we've really loved to do is use Talk Track to provide async updates for each other that just feel more human and personal as a check-in.
And I think it's not just about providing asynchronous updates, Bri. It's about providing an equitable and inclusive environment where people feel that they can collaborate and they can provide updates in a way that actually is more personal to them. So let's talk about an example of an introvert, right? So what they could do using TalkTrack is that they could actually do multiple board recordings, multiple video recordings, and then they can pick the one specific one that they actually feel confident delivers on the update that they're trying to provide. So there's actually more value that we deliver with TalkTrack beyond just asynchronous work.
Yeah, we're really excited to see how everyone is using TalkTrack now that's out in the wild. You can sign up to get access today at Miro.distributed.com/beta. We can't wait to hear from all of you in the community on how you're liking TalkTrack and the new interactive presentation mode. We mean it when we say we love our community. We learn so much from how you use Miro, what you like and what you don't like. Every product team at Miro has a dashboard where they regularly monitor incoming feedback from 6 sources. And you'll often see our product managers and our product marketing managers answering questions and asking for your input in Miro's online community. And we want to be even better about closing the loop. We're building new ways to respond to your feedback and help you stay up to date with the changes we're making, like our What's New program, where we offer quarterly webinars where you can hear directly from the team on the latest updates. The changes we ship aren't always big new features. We also spend time creating little moments that make your day in Miro better. So before we say goodbye and part ways for today, we wanted to share 5 not so small updates as a way to say thank you for all of your feedback.
We hope you're as excited about all of these announcements as we are. As Miro users ourselves, we know firsthand how big of a difference these changes can make in your day-to-day work. So let's take a quick look back at what we covered today. We shared how we are bringing new forms of data and content into Miro boards with new integrations with Looker, Tableau, Grafana, Amplitude, Confluence, and YouTube. We showed new ways to run interactive presentations right where you get your work done, which is on a Miro board. We also showed how TalkTrack helps teams work more flexibly and asynchronously across time zones. And finally, we shared some love we've been giving to the overall Miro experience with 5 delightful new updates to Miro. You can learn more about how to get most out of Miro at the breakout sessions hosted by more members of the Miro team and our partners and customers like Atlassian, Slack, Salesforce, and Dropbox. So that's a wrap. Thank you so much for joining us today for the product keynote session. And please don't forget to sign up for new features at mirodistributed.com/beta and have a great rest of Distributed. Thank you.